Okay, hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Camille Jones, and along with my partner in good, Nichelle Davis, tonight we are hosting this meet and greet with candidate Fitz Johnson, who is running for Cobb County Commissioner in District 2. And Nichelle, if you just want to share a few words and just quick greetings before we get into our intro.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're excited to have another candidate in front of us to hear his platform and what brought him to run. So we're excited to have you tonight, Mr. Johnson, and looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Great. Excellent. So, Fitz, you can go ahead and just introduce yourself and just share a little bit about yourself and your campaign.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much to Nichelle and Camille for hosting these events. It's during this pandemic and not having the opportunity to go out and knock on doors and do our regular meet and greets. This is a great way to get to know some folks and that you can learn more about me. My name is Fitz Johnson. I hope I can earn your vote tonight. I'm running for Cobb County Commissioner for District 2. I've lived here in Cobb County for over 22 years, raised our kids here, educated our kids here. Love the growing up with our kids here. I'm a volunteer coach. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, and I'm almost a businessman here in Cobb County. So as we get to know you a little better, as we go through the questions tonight, I'll share a little bit more about my background.
All right, thank you so much. And even I think about with Memorial Day just passing, I do want to thank you for your service. And I do want to say a disclaimer. I am familiar with Fitz Johnson. I'm good friends with his daughters, and I'm excited to have him on this platform this evening. But for our next portion, I'm going to pass to my partner, Nichelle, and we just have some scripted questions for Fitz to answer.
All right, thank you. So just a few questions for you and all audience members. And if you have any questions as we go, feel free to add it to the chat because we will have audience Q&A after. But our first question is, what does a commissioner do? So what is it and why are you running for commissioner?
Oh, goodness. That's what does a commissioner do? When it comes to taking care of Cobb County, some would say everything. No, essentially, your commissioner looks out for the health and welfare and the well-being of all of our citizens. They do have some roles and responsibilities as outlined by the state, and it is very complex and very long, but just some of the basic things that they do, they look out for, one of their major things is land use planning and how we plan to move forward in the county to handle growth, to handle building, to handle our neighborhoods. Of course, we want to protect our neighborhoods. Other things that they look for, or they look at the annual budget. They set playgrounds, roads, bridges. All of these things fall under the purview of a commissioner. And a commissioner has, oh gosh, I think there might be 50 to 60 committees, subcommittees, and authority boards that help the commissioner, run the county as well. Now, the commissioner oversees policy. You have an entire staff that actually runs the county, and the commissioners are really high level overlooking the policy. So amongst the many things they do, you still go back to the number one thing they do, and that's looking out for you, the citizen. Now, why am I running? I've lived here in Cobb County for over 22 years. We raised our kids here. We educated our kids here. It's the number one place to do business, to live, work, and play, and the quality of life here in Cobb County is unmatched. I'm running because I want to keep it that way. I want to keep our taxes low. I want to enhance our public safety, thereby protecting our neighborhoods, and make sure that we fix the traffic. And a lot of people always say, oh, you're going to fix the traffic. I go, look, it's about reducing our trip times. Okay, so if I can reduce your trip time by 5-7 minutes, over the year, that adds up. So you can, instead of sitting in traffic, you're out doing the things that you want to do. All of those things, when we first thought about running for commissioner, when Bob Ott, who's done a tremendous job as our commissioner in District 2, decided that he wasn't going to run again, me and my wife, we prayed about, what's the opportunity presented to us, and is it the right time? After lots of thoughtful prayer, lots of talking with our family, friends, close associates, we came to the decision that, the timing is right. I have the passion for it. I feel like I've been a public servant my whole life, and this here is another opportunity to serve. And so I'm very excited, as you can see, when it comes to talking about those things.
Excellent. Thank you. And that does give us good perspective on, some of your reasons why and how you got involved. Our next question is, what is your vision for District 2 and the Cobb County community at large?
Well, as you know, and I've mentioned this before, and I will continue to mention it, Cobb County is an attractive place to live, place to work and raise your kids. We want to make sure that we ensure that we continue to make it that way. What are some of the things in my vision that help that? I'm a fiscal conservative. I've managed multi-million, $100 million budgets. So I know how to set budgets, prioritize, and keep our taxes low. Again, want to keep more money in your pockets and not spend it frivolously. We talked a little bit about public safety. That's another one of the items that I keep a close eye on. I'm totally in agreement with the step and grade increase that our public safety officers, that our current commissioners are giving our safety officers. Totally in line with that. We want to make sure that we protect our neighborhoods. We want to make sure that we keep those officers, those public safety officers here in Cobb County. We've got to give them competitive benefits, competitive salary, and make the environment someplace where they want to be. Now, you may not know this, but we have some of the best trained public safety officers, not just in the state of Georgia, but in the country. People look to our public safety. So that's an incredible jewel to have. I want to make sure that we keep it that way. We spoke a little bit about traffic. And when I look at my vision for traffic, we have to look at 21st century technology. How do we get our lights synced? How do we use roundabouts better? How do we take our major intersections using accommodating left turn lanes? How many times you've been stuck in there's one lane trying to turn left and one car's going through at a time? Those things can be fixed. We're not going to throw our hands up and say, oh, you can't fix the traffic. Well, sure we can. We just have to put our minds to it and start implementing some of these things to help, again, reduce your trip times. Again, my goal as part of this vision is to maintain the quality of life and continue to make Cobb County the best place to live, work, and play.
That is amazing. Thank you for sharing. Our next question. So you mentioned briefly like some of your past experiences that have prepared you, but what additional roles and experiences do you have that really have prepared you to take on each task?
Yes. This will give me an opportunity to tell you just a little bit more about my background. I received my undergraduate degree from the Citadel. That's the Military College of South Carolina. I have a master's degree from Troy University and a law degree from the University of Kentucky College of Law. Upon graduation from the Citadel, I was commissioned a second lieutenant. Spent 21 years in the Army, getting increasingly responsibility jobs as I gained rank throughout my military career. Dealing with multi-million-dollar budgets, leading soldiers, and you have to understand, when I talk about my comrades in the military, it's a special place. It's a special learning ground. You learn a lot about leadership. As they say, they throw you the keys to the car. You're 21 years old, and they throw you the keys to a $2.5 million motor pool, and you're like, oh, great. So I've got some excellent training in the military. Let me talk about my business background. We started a company called Eagle Group International, and I've owned and operated several businesses. But Eagle Group International was a family business. I was the CEO. We grew that company from 0 employees to over 1,700 employees. We are located in 35 states, 6 foreign countries, with a budget of over $200 million. Now, that's not, that enterprise was a family enterprise that we loved and enjoyed so much. But taking care of people, setting priorities for your budget are tops on your list. You take care of your people take care of you. And that's what I aim to do as your District 2 Commissioner. Again, I've operated several companies. I own the Atlanta Beat women's professional soccer team here in town. I worked with the Kennesaw State University Foundation to build what is now Fifth Third Bank Stadium, where Kennesaw State plays their football. I have a close relationship working with with the foundation up there. Talk a little about volunteer. As I talked about, I'm a volunteer coach. You know, Camille mentioned, you know, we've known her a little while. I think she was in sixth grade when she met my daughters, you know, and then went all the way through high school. But I coached soccer, wrestling, football. I spent 9 years at Wheeler High School coaching football, some soccer, also in wrestling. I'm currently an assistant coach. I just can't get it out of my blood. I'm assistant coach for men's soccer over at Life University on the men's side. Our season's been put on hold a little bit, but we're hoping to get back going here first week in August. I also serve on several boards and committees. Just to name a couple, I'm on the Wellstar Healthcare System, on their board of trustees, the Cobb Chamber board of directors. At my church, me and my wife, we attend Cumberland Community Church, serve in several capacities over at the church. One of our favorites is we work in the kids ministry. We have the 3 and 4 year olds. Love having them and working with them on Sundays. Haven't in a while, kind of miss them. So we're hoping we can get back into that as well. So, as I mentioned earlier, I have a law degree and I've practiced for a short time, but the Army and business was really my forte. But I will tell you, having that law degree helps me with these complex issues that you face while sitting on the commission. So that's a little bit about my background and those experiences. When you start combining all of those experiences together, I think it makes me uniquely qualified. And I don't think there's anybody more qualified than I am to serve in this role.
Thank you for those responses, and I love the confidence, as well as it shows that you're very well, you know, connected into the even Cobb County community directly, as well as, you know, a good variety and diversity of experiences. So our next question, just simply, why should people vote for you?
For some of the reasons that, thanks, Camille. For some of the reasons that I just mentioned, number one, when you look at my experience as a business leader, as a U.S. Army service member, and a community volunteer, and my passion for helping people. I am a public servant in my heart. And when you look at that, I believe those combined together are the reasons why I think people should vote for me. Now, I have a tough time, talking about myself. They said, now's not the time not to. I think my record of taking care of people is unmatched. I think now more than ever, as we get ready to hopefully come out of this pandemic situation, we need a proven leader. We need someone that can step right in and not miss a beat and continue to build, to make this, the best place to live, work, and raise your family. All of those things are reasons I believe, and I hope that you will believe by the time we're finished here, why I want to earn your vote.
All right. So before we get into audience Q&A, please tell us, how can we stay connected with you?
Oh, great. Yes, plenty of ways to keep connected. Social media is the first, at Friends for Fitz. I welcome your phone calls. We stay on the phone. I have my phone number, my personal cell, 404-427-1615. Happy to talk to you about any issues that you may have that you want to share. Also, you can email me, fitz@friendsforfitz.com. And then my website also has plenty of information, and that is friendsforfitz.com. A lot of Friends for Fitz. And I want to be accessible, so please reach out and in touch.
All right, so now we are getting into audience Q&A. If you all have any questions, please send them in the chat, and we will be getting to them as they come. So the first question received was from one of our attendees that says, there has been disagreement, more like contention, between District 2 and other areas in the county regarding regional transit system. What is your position?
It's a very good question. We are fortunate and blessed to have the diverse county that we have. I will say that off the top. And if you look at the you look at the geographical region of District 2, it starts all the way up in northeast Cobb, runs down, it comes through, it picks up Cumberland area, Vinings, and part of Mableton. Different parts of the county are going to have different requirements. We all want to work on our transit system. So the conflict is, well, should we have rail down, or not down, I shouldn't say that. Should we have rail in the area of the county near Cumberland or near South Cobb? Or do we really need rail going all the way up to Kennesaw or up into the northeast region? I will tell you this, and when we're looking at our transit system, we need to look not just, in the next 2 to 3 years. We've got to look 20, 30 years out. Now, some forms of transit are very expensive, okay? And that's where the 21st century technology comes in. What can we do to connect without, emptying the bank? Not emptying the bank, really. I don't know how it would be affordable. But we've got to, I feel like I am a collaborator and a consensus builder, and I can work with just about anybody. What we have to do is we have to come to consensus as to what parts of the county need what transit systems. One size is not going to fit all. I know that's a long roundabout way of answer, but we can work through this. We're still one county, just working with District 2, but we are one county, and decisions I make will affect everybody. And I plan on representing everybody in the county.
All right, thank you. Another question we have in the chat comes from Claudine. She asks, what do you see as your main priorities once elected?
Well, I think that there's 2 main priorities that stick right out. One is coming out of this pandemic, we're going to have a huge concern on the budget. And, we want to keep the taxes the lowest in the region. Don't want to mess with the millage rate. So we have to be creative, and we have to understand what the priorities are. So I would do a deep dive into the budget and understand, we have an excellent, CFO up there, the county finance, Mr. Volker, who does a wonderful job. So I would become very good friends with him, learning how the budget operates to make sure that we are turning over every stone. If we have audits, we have to make sure that every penny is accounted for, and the priorities of what we're spending that money on are good priorities. Because while we're in good shape right now, we don't know how long this thing's going to last. And I give kudos to our commission for building up a reserve the way they did, but it's, we don't know when this is going to end. Second is protecting our neighborhoods and public safety. We have to keep the best and the brightest watching out for us. Everybody loves a safe neighborhood. I love safe neighborhoods. I feel good that I can walk out and not have to worry about those types of things. But I want to make sure that we keep that and we enhance, like I said before, make sure their benefits are competitive, make sure their salary is competitive, make sure the environment and the leadership that they are receiving in the environment keeps them, once we get them trained up, keeps them here in Cobb County protecting our neighborhoods.
Thank you. The next question says, what separates you from your opponents?
Look, I lean on my many years of experience. After my career in building a business and all the volunteer work, the exposure that I've had to all these different aspects of society, and living here and volunteering here in this community and being a part of this community. I've touched all 4 corners of this community. And I just don't think that my competitors can match my intensity, my passion for looking out for our citizens here in Cobb County. I'm retired. I'm very blessed to be able to be retired. So not only do I have the passion, I have the time to give this my full attention, and I can't wait to dig in.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I don't see any more questions in the chat. So I'll just do a quick wrap up. We want to say thank you so much, Fitz Johnson, for logging in and talking to our community members, as well as just sharing your thoughts and perspectives on and goals for the commissioner position. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it to you if you have anything else to share.
Yes, thanks. Look, I hope I have an opportunity to earn your vote to be the District 2 Commissioner. I've given you ways to connect with me. I'm about keeping our taxes low, enhancing our public safety, protecting our neighborhoods, and getting a handle and fixing traffic by reducing your trip times. Thank you again to Nichelle, the birthday girl, by the way, everybody. Today's her birthday. Thank you to Nichelle and Camille Jones for hosting tonight's forum. Lastly, remember, Fitz, Cobb. Thanks.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We appreciate you taking the time to hear Mr. Johnson. And Mr. Johnson, we thank you for joining us and taking your time to connect with the community. Everyone have a great night.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Night.